Hey guys, so today I'm doing a video that I promised you guys a while back, like a month or so back, that I was going to do, and it's tips that I have for helping cover up acne and just all in all making your acne look better underneath makeup when you want to, you know, still go out and do things but you feel really self-conscious. Like I do some of the times. Yeah, if you guys have been watching me for a while, and I know I have some new subscribers, so hi to anybody that's new. For those of you guys that have been watching me for a while, you know that I struggle with acne. My skin, I'll have really good days, I'll have really bad days, and it really is like one extreme to the other, and it's really frustrating. Like, I totally feel for you guys out there that struggle with acne, because people that don't have acne, they really can't understand like how sucky it is. Like, it really is one of those things that just totally tears down your self-confidence and just makes you want to hide in your house. Like, I totally know how you feel. So basically these are some tips that I have found really help when I am having a bad breakout, but I don't want it to ruin my life and I still want to go out and do things and go hang out with my friends. These are tips that I use that really help everything look a lot better. So I recorded this like a week ago, which is another reason it's taken a while to put up. I recorded this like a week ago, and basically it kind of turned into like a skincare video because I was basically just showing you guys all the products I use, and I just kind of thought that was a little tedious to watch, and basically you're here for the tips. So I just figured I would kind of just go through the tips and save all of the product information that I use in another video. So I'm not going to be mentioning any specific products in this video. However, if you are interested in the kind of products I use on my skin, I'm going to do a skincare video, which I will talk about all of that like specifically in that video. But for this, I'm really just going to, you know, give you tips. So my first number one tip, and this kind of goes without saying, but I feel like I need to say it because for me, this was something that took me so long to realize. Like, I knew it was bad for me, but I still did it. And that is basically picking at your skin. I still have a problem with this. Honestly, I still do it, but honestly, like, if you do not pick at your skin, like, it will heal so much faster. Like, I cannot recommend that enough. And I've seen how much quicker it can heal when you don't touch it and you don't mess with it. And I know it's so hard, but really, like, just don't touch it. Okay, my second tip is exfoliate. I think that kind of goes without saying too, but really when you exfoliate, like, you're getting off all the dead skin. So what I usually do when I have a really bad breakout and I want to go somewhere, you know, like that night or something, and I want to do something, but I'm just having a bad breakout, is I wash my face. I exfoliate really well, and that is something that I think makes a big difference because you're getting off all that dead skin around your acne, you're smoothing everything out, and it's just going to make applying your makeup so much easier. I will talk about like certain exfoliators I use in my skincare video, but that's what I do. And then, like, either with a Clarisonic or just a regular exfoliator, you just want to really get all the dead skin off. My next tip is something that I found really helps, and it's something that recently I've found really helps, and I've been doing it a lot when I'm having a bad breakout, and that is spray tanning. You don't have to like spray tan your whole body. My face stays a lot whiter, I guess, than the rest of my body. Like, just normally, you know, because you're exfoliating and stuff like that, so your tan starts to wear quicker on your face. So what I do is I just spray tan like my face and my neck. And that really evens out your skin tone and makes everything look a lot clearer, and takes a lot of the red away and just makes everything look a lot better. I found that tip really helps. I definitely recommend just spray tanning your face, your neck. It just helps clear everything up, just makes, not like actually clear everything up, but it makes everything look clear. My fourth tip is to use a foundation that's like half a shade lighter than your skin. I found that this really helps because I was kind of using like my shade exactly, and I was noticing that it was kind of like making those blemishes and those dark spots just look a little darker almost. So I noticed when I lightened up my foundation just like half a shade. You obviously don't want to look super pale like compared to the rest of your body. That's not what you're trying to do. But when you lighten up your foundation just a hair, like, it just kind of makes those spots look a little brighter and a little bit like, I don't know, just lighter and not look so dark. So I found that really helps. My next tip, I think this is the fourth tip, is to use a concealer brush. And I think I've mentioned this before in favorites videos that when I use a concealer brush, I notice a huge difference to just when I use my finger in concealing. So if you don't have a concealer brush, I highly recommend getting one because it makes covering acne like so much better, so much easier. And you also want to look for a concealer that has a little bit of texture to it. And that sounds kind of weird because I don't mean like gritty or anything like that, but something that's a little like thicker and not like super watery and thin. You want to look for a concealer that is not gonna like gunk up your skin, but it's gonna like help cover it and not be so watery and just kind of like slip around. You want something that has a little bit more grip to it. I really like the Sonia Kashuk concealer. This works amazing for covering acne. I've mentioned this before as well. And this is just their Hidden Agenda concealer. You can get this at Target for $10 and it's amazing. And my concealer brush is just from Sigma, but I'm sure there's plenty out there like in the drugstore and at Ulta and stuff that would work just as well. My next tip, which I should have mentioned I guess before I talked about concealer and foundation, I'm going a little bit out of order, is to use like a primer which has like an anti-redness primer. This is from L'Oreal and it's just their anti-redness primer and it's really good at canceling the redness. I won't say that it like takes all of the redness away because it definitely doesn't, but if you concentrate it in that area, it will definitely help the redness look a little bit lighter and not as noticeable. So this is a really good tip if you have like really inflamed red acne. I find that this really helps a lot. My next tip is to, after you like conceal your blemishes, I like to take like a really light translucent powder and just powder very lightly on top. That way it kind of sets the concealer. But sometimes I'll notice when I do that it kind of almost like rubs a little bit of the concealer away and you can kind of see it, you can kind of see the blemish peeking through. So what I like to do is take just a tiny bit, like not much at all, of concealer on my concealer brush and just dab it lightly over top. So basically you have like a layer of concealer, a light layer of powder, and then a very light layer of concealer on top, which I know sounds like a lot, but really it's not, because it's just kind of like making it to where you're like sandwiching in your blemish, if that makes sense. That sounds so weird, but you guys know what I mean. It's just making sure that it's not going to move and budge and like slide around, and you're just making sure you're covering it the best you can. So that's definitely a tip I recommend, and one that I found really helps, and something that I have to do when I do my makeup. And then my last tip is to use like a really good setting spray. This I don't find is like as important as the other steps, but I do find that it helps just kind of keep the concealer in place. Because obviously when you're like, you know, doing things, and even like on hot days like now in summer when you're sweating, your concealer is not going to stay put as long as, you know, you might like it, and a setting spray really helps with keeping that there and making sure that your blemishes stay covered. So I definitely recommend that. So yeah, so those were all of my tips, you guys. I hope you guys found this like kind of informational and you thought that some of these tips were good and maybe you've never heard any of them before. If you guys have any tips of your own, definitely comment down below and let me know, because I would love to know any tips that you have, because I'm obviously always looking for any help I can get in that area. And I think that's about it. So I really hope you guys liked this video. Make sure to thumbs up if you did, and stay tuned for my skincare routine video, which will be up shortly. And I told you guys my summer foundation routine was going to be my next video, but long story short, I filmed it, and like a week after I filmed it, which I had been using that foundation, it's a BB cream, I had been using it for a while, but I just realized once I went back to foundation that I just preferred foundation, so I didn't really want to make a video that kind of seemed like a lie, if that makes sense, because it's not like I'm really using it that much anymore. I still do use it, but it's not like my go-to. So basically, long story short, I will be refilming my foundation routine, because I want you to see what I do like most days. So yeah. But I think that's about it. So I really hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!